What's up, folks? How's it going? Today, we're going to flush out a topic discussed earlier and also in relation to this last video that Richard made about the atheist community. And this issue cuts to the core questions of what's going on with atheism versus theism. What's the deal here? All right. Now, I might have said things that contradict this before because I'm not perfect, I'm not well educated, my ideas are not necessarily well formed, and my positions shift as I learn new things. I can admit that. But I've come to the determination that, for me at least, the issue with religion is this and this alone. That not necessarily that evils have been committed or that it makes a certain group of people irrational or makes them extremists. That's not really the problem for me. The problem for me is that it's all based on something that's untrue. The same kind of things that religious people do can be justified to almost anyone for the right circumstances, for the right cause. My complaint here is that the cause not only is wrong, it's not like with Nazis where I think the cause is wrong, okay? But with religion, there is no cause. The fundamental thing that they're freaking out about and trying to control people over doesn't exist. There's nothing there. That's my problem. So and that's the response I've given to people when they talk about militant atheism or when they talk about how that's a contradiction, about how it doesn't seem right for atheists to get angry or to act dogmatic. That's not the case, all right? Because everybody is stupid. I say this in a general sense, all right? A fair cross-section of any group of people, these people are stupid or undereducated, ignorant in some way, and this is going to be true for almost everybody. Okay? Atheists included. Now, a lot of atheists are certainly smarter than Christians when it comes to that one question, God. But that doesn't mean that they're smarter, and I fear that we have convinced ourselves, a lot of people have, atheists, convinced themselves that they are necessarily more rational or more, about everything. Not just about the religion, because you probably are, right? Being an atheist, more rational about that. That doesn't mean that you're going to be rational about everything. The problem is that people see how big of a fuck-up religion is, and they think, wow, I figured that out, right? I realized that this was stupid, and not a whole lot of people have, and, that makes me real smart. I must know about this, too. Gives people inflated egos are bad for everyone. Another problem that I think we have here in terms of conflict amongst atheists is, and this is what I've talked about before, the politics are coming into play here. And I must say it again because it's very, very important. The politics is going to be everything from now on, all right? Because the arguments for or against religion have pretty much all been said, okay? There's only so much to say because religion only has so much to offer, right? And we've run out of things to talk about. Now the discussion is focusing towards what do we do about it? What do we do about this, if anything? How do we do it? Who's our friends? Who's our enemies? This is a key thing. And also, particularly amongst the atheists on YouTube, people are young, right? Teenagers, early to mid-20s is the general range here. I'm falling somewhere in the middle at 21. Most people are within that range. Okay. Young people want things to be done fast. Young people want things to happen now. They want it to change now. They realize that this is bad. They want it to change now. That's why young people are more susceptible to extremism of all sorts. Political extremism, religion, all that shit. That's why Nazis talk about going after the youth. That's why everybody talks about going after the youth. Because the youth are susceptible to these things, and they will often get involved in shit for what they feel is a good purpose. Okay? I think that happened with a lot of radicals that were talking about communist type shit in the 60s. I think that they thought they were doing the right thing, man. They really, really believed that this was the utopia, and so they went with it. They didn't think about it very hard, because a lot of them really weren't as smart as they thought they were, but they thought they were doing good. So that's what happened. All right, so young, liberal-thinking atheists are some of the most prime candidates for hardcore devotion to something. Okay, and if someone like Pat Condell comes up, an older man, a respectable, I guess, looking man to the majority of people, to Americans at least, sounds more respectable because of his accent. Some people might disagree with me, but I think that subconsciously everyone in this country thinks that. The glasses, everything. He presents himself with no bullshit, or at least seems to present himself with no bullshit. Very straightforward. Says stuff in an aggressive way, like, you know, like young people want to hear. And he supports quick solutions. Okay? What is a more knee-jerk reaction solution than the banning of the burqa? That is an instant gratification solution. It doesn't really solve any problems. It solves a sort of, emotional need. It calms the psyche and gives a sense of victory. Oh, we made the Muslims take off their burqas. The intention might even be understood as good in some ways, but it's a stupid solution. It's a stupid idea. It's a knee-jerk reaction. It's an instant gratification sort of thing, and if you haven't figured this shit out yet, most of the times that doesn't work. Okay? Most young people spend a lot of their time looking for something to believe in, something to be a part of, something to work on, something to be involved in, and they want people to pay attention to them, and people want to feel like they're making a difference. They want to feel important, and they are very, very threatened. They freak out when they think somebody is threatening that sense of security that they get. So when Richard goes after Pat Condell, okay, something that's not common to have the atheists go after, they freak out. And who do you hate more than the enemy? You hate a traitor. So they see it as a traitor thing, because they think everybody's the same. They've decided that atheist means that I think like you, and they don't get it yet. So you're going to see people react the way that they're reacting to Richard. Okay. You, my young friends, have to be aware, okay, if you're acting like that, okay? Be wary, I said this before, be wary of politicians, and be wary of people that won't tell you their whole platform, okay, that won't tell you what they're trying to do. And understand that anyone could potentially be trying to take advantage of you. No one should be fully trusted. Okay. So you can't necessarily trust a Pat Condell, and you can't necessarily trust any of the big people. And not necessarily, I'm not comparing Pat Condell to anybody in the real world, but I mean those kind of atheist people, and anyone that tries to get involved, be very fucking wary. because they could easily be trying to take advantage of you. Because it's quite possible that they've come to the same conclusion I have, that says that the contradiction of religion is not that it's, or the problem with religion is not that it's violent or that it is, you know, dogmatic or extremist. That's not the problem. The problem is that it's based on nothing. So, I guess in a weird way, I'm telling you to look out for me, and you know, understand that everyone has a motive. All right, everyone has a motive, no matter how good they are or appear to be. Every fucking person has a motive, because you have a motive, I got a motive, everybody's got a motive. Watch out for politicians. Start to become aware of politics. You got to get involved in this shit. Read about it, okay? You have to know who's making the moves, okay? You have to know who's guiding whatever this movement may be. The atheist people. Who's taking the reins of that? Find out about those people, right? And don't just follow them because they fulfill your instant gratification of wanting to follow an atheist. All right, so I'll talk to you folks later.